Hey, it's H here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one counter over another. Before getting into the different options here, I'm going to announce that I'm going to be away for this week, most likely coming back around Friday. But yeah, no videos before that after today. But now let's jump into the overall structures that we've had. So we have two different scenarios overall. One is saying that we have a zigzag A, B, and C within 5 waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, completing it down here at the 19th or 18th of June. The second option is that we have an A, B, and C, WXY, and then WXY again. This would make up to a W, X, and Y count, and again within wave Y we are still looking for this last wave Y to complete within where we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into an A wave through a pullback, whether it is done or not, into a wave B, and then again we would be looking for 5 waves in that C to complete the wave Y, to complete the wave Y. But yeah, that is the overall idea. This is still my main, this WXY. I don't like the start of the look here if we have to be placing 5 waves in here, so that's why I'm preferring this still. But yeah, let's take a look at the local structures next. So if we're going back to 1 hour, maybe we need to go to 30 minutes. Again, for the A wave we had 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into an A wave, then looking for B wave to come back to. Overall 38.2 retracement, which is the minimum target I'm after, is around the 23.258 on arithmetic. We have not reached that yet. On logarithmic scale we did reach that. But yeah, that is the main target here for me, for any upside if we are getting there. So let's start with the bearish case first. This would be saying that we have a W, X, and Y 1-to-1 really close here, which is nice looking. Overall, however, we are getting very mixed signals in this structure over here. So before getting into that, the overall idea is that wave B would be completed here. This was the A wave. So W, X, Y into B, and then we would start that C wave. In here we would have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 come down into wave 1, and then we would be looking at this structure as a corrective structure. There are ways to interpret this as a impulse structure, or at least a contracting diagonal here, which I'm going to be showing you in the bullish case. In this, however, I've labeled this as a WXY. We can see that on RSI, we are looking from these lows. We have had this basically a cycle here of this WXY broken here. So that means that we have some kind of connector wave in here. Whether it starts from here does not really matter overall, except the extensions targets. But again, it is pretty okay looking as is from here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, new cycle starting from down here. So we have had this big pull or big run up and then coming down. So we're just going to be adjusting this trend line somewhere around here. And once we see this properly break, we can confirm that this is done. Now, overall targets. This is wrong color. That is wrong color. This is actually already done. We got to the 1-to-1 extension here for the wave Y, which is nice. And then this structure is something random as well. Where did I place my structures overall? I can't remember. So this is the 1-to-1. Now, this would again suggest that this is the wrong count. Why? Because the 1-to-1 extension here is beyond the invalidation point. Again, this is a 1 and wave 2 cannot go beyond the wave start of wave 1 here. So we would have to have a smaller than 1-to-1 extension of this WXY move, which is not favorable. Also, what makes this less likely of being a wave 1 is the fact that we have now gone through this order block that we had, that was in the golden pocket. We had a nice retracement from it, but again, that turned out to be just a X wave here. Now the problem with this X wave as well is the fact that we did not even retrace the 38.2, which is a bit weird. Usually for three-way structures that I'm going to be playing, we need to have that 38.2. At this point again, we have not had that, and I don't think this is possible to be a connector wave anymore, like so, because this is so high. Let's just make sure of that as well. So if this is A wave, then this is a B wave. So B wave cannot go beyond the 1.618, which is very close, and it has gone beyond that. So this can no longer be the case of ABC. So indeed, we have the X wave down here. But yeah, 0.618 is the minimum we want to see a three-way move go to. Again, that would be around 21.9k. Again, at that point, we've gone beyond the 786, which makes this 1-2 very unlikely. Okay, that's out of the way. Then let's get into the bullish scenario, in which we have this as an A wave or wave 1, then 3 waves into an A wave, B wave, and then C wave. We had that 5 waves in here as well for that C wave to complete. So overall, we would have this as a 1, A, B, C into wave 2 or wave B. And then we would be looking higher. Now, there are a couple of different ideas I have here. Pretty similar here. Either we are going to be using that WXY count, or we're going to be using this contracting diagonal in which we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into a wave 1 or wave A, then 3-way pullback here into wave 2, wave 2 or wave B. What makes this less likely to be a wave 2 is the fact that we retraced so little. But again, we did not even get to the 38.2, which I would like to have for a 3-way move. So I'm a bit lost here as well. Is it possible that this is indeed something completely else? Of course, it is possible. And the reason why I'm thinking that is just because we did not get here to this target. So overall higher time frame, as we have not confirmed this to be any impulsive structure as of yet, we are still having the possibility of even having this as that bearish case overall, saying that we have this as a W, this as an X, and then Y going higher. That is going to be the bear case if this is going to be broken here. So overall, we are going to be just moving the X here, and then we would be looking for wave Y. So that would be pretty similar to the bullish case. But again, this is the bearish case in which we have to be looking more bearishly. So on the bullish, again, 1 or A, if it indeed is the AB, then we are looking at some kind of WXY count, which would favor the bearish scenario overall still. 1-to-1 extension of this move is all the way up here at 22.77k, which would take out the previous highs. At this point again, we would be looking at some targets of the 23.2 3k around there, and this 1-to-1 wouldn't hit that either, so we would need some kind of extension here. Now if we are going to go beyond this and are saying that okay, this still can be a 1-2, then we would be targeting something up here around the 1.618. That would be around 24.19k. Again, at that point, it would make more sense that this is starting to be a 5-way move, in which again is more likely to have this as a impulse structure in the first place. So overall, this looks better than the WXY count. So those are basically the options that we have at the moment. I do seem to be favoring now this bullish case a bit more, as the reasons that I've explained for the bearish count and why that does not seem to be fitting anymore. Now, if we are closing this and starting to look at the other possibilities in here, we could be saying that, okay, let's look at the RSI. Here we have the highest RSI. Is there any way we can have this as a 3 of something? Sure, we can have this as a 1, 2, possible 1, 2. No, that does not work, because this is again, if this was the 3, we would get right back into the wave 1 area. So it is going to be tricky to get some kind of count that would fit this idea here, unless we want to be saying that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, then wave 3 or wave 4 compared to wave 2 is just non-existent. That's why I don't really like the idea of this having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 either, although this is possible. But again, we don't have the divergence between the 3rd and 5th here. Even if this was just a 1 of 5, then we would have to again have very massive 3 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, again creating new high on RSI, just to get that peak onto the 3rd leg. So overall we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But again, we have already this as the peak of 3, which does not really make too much sense. Of course, we do have that divergence here on the 3rd of the 3rd. So if I should label this, maybe I should, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is still possible like this. Now, the reason why I don't really like this is just the fact that wave 3 is so small. And as it is small, then we would expect an extension on the 5th. And if indeed this is just a wave 1 here of that 5th, then we would need higher RSI on very high rise in price, of course, and then dump before the 5th. And at that point again, we have divergence here, or we would like to have divergence there, and then we would have this as divergence with this one. So this 5th structure would need to come pretty low in RSI for this to be working at all. But again, we'll see what happens. It is of course possible. Currently, as the current price, I don't see that happening, but we'll see. But again, that is pretty much everything I wanted to share today. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.